All right. You're here till I start. I'm sorry. I had to start yelling. Dude, I never yell. I'm literally the calmest person in existence. Let me get this. Like, they want like a hashtag in the title of some kind. Hold on. There it is. Hashtag SI Watch Party. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll watch. I mean, I might watch like the first game on stream and stuff like that. And then we'll see how it goes. I mean, if I get too tired and shit. Mm-hmm. What's going on, Dougie? All right, then they want my cam up here. All right. Well, that's cool. All right, so this is what they're kind of saying, trying to make sure I follow the guidelines that they want. All right, chat. So we're gonna be able to watch this. The Big Dougie, thank you for getting this up. The Ian, Slim Jimmy, Harden, CR Mauve, and Macery. Welcome to all 5 of you. If you're liking the gift of the sub, thank Dougie in the chat. Like your Ubisoft account, Twitch account with exclamation for charm. Thank you very, very much, Dougie. Mm-hmm. Stafford winning the Super Bowl. I mean, dude, that's pretty much about as close as it's gonna get for the Lions winning the Super Bowl. Let's be frank here. Let's be frank. And Big Dougie, thank you said the flicks as well. I know. Chat, I made it to Sweden. You know, I told you guys earlier, right? People were like, "You're playing in the charity match later, right?" I'm like, "Yep." And then, yeah, I gave 3 options. It could honestly be any of the 3, but think about it like this. So, there's 3 options. Either I'm watching the games right now on stream, and I'll be flying to Invite via hypersonic jet. Thank you, Ubisoft, for the hypersonic jet. By the way, that's super cool of you to let me use that. Or option B is it's pre-recorded. So the TSM win. I mean, they won their last game, yeah, against Liquid. They haven't played yet today, though. The first game is Liquid versus MIBR. Didn't I just spawn from a Kinder Egg in Sweden? Dude, let me tell you something, okay? I spawned perfectly, like, like a hatch chickling, you know, or chicken, whatever. Sweden actually looks pretty nice. Dude, we have more snow in Detroit than they have in Sweden. Isn't it supposed to be cold there and stuff? I've been lied to. I've been lied to, chat. I'm rooting for Liquid, yeah. Dude, there's literally no snow in Sweden. The amount of snow in Canada is absurd right now. A lot of cool buildings, though, there. I've actually always wanted to go to Sweden. Maybe one day. Why does every building there have a, well, I guess some of them have, like, green roofs over there. I feel like a lot of the roofs have, like, black roofs. Like, maybe it's, like, a tar finish. A lot of green roof, though, too. You live in Stockholm, so what do you want to know? Yeah, dude, like, the river's not even frozen here. Okay, dude. What's with this? Is it, like... Yeah, why is it not... Why is there no snow here? Yeah, old copper. It's like the Statue of Liberty, yeah. Obviously, it's copper. It oxidizes. Or is it... Wait, is the Statue of Liberty copper or is it brass or some shit? I'm pretty sure it's copper. I don't know. Climate change? I guess, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's talking about, like, oh, everyone's gonna... I guess there's some snow on the rooftops over here a little bit. There's some ice on the river. Okay. I wonder if this is, like, old stock footage. Guys, happy birthday to your son. His name is Adam. Well, happy birthday, Adam. Yeah, it's the only thing I'm thinking, like, but... What are those lines in the water, dude? Torpedoes. World War III is starting, chat. Oh my gosh. It's not freezing types of the one you haven't had snow for a week, but there's been a lot of snow this winter compared to it usually is. Some ice in the rivers close to the bridges, but it's not fully frozen over since the currents are pretty strong. Well, that makes sense, yeah. Mm-hmm. I think Liquid's gonna win, honestly, but I mean, we'll see. I'm rooting for Liquid as well. How old are a lot of the buildings in Stockholm since you live there? I'm guessing a lot of them look like 1800s, 1900s for a lot of these, like early 1900s. Between, I would say, like 1700s to like what, early 1900s mostly. Late 1700s to early 1900s, mostly 1800s, around that era. You want to see an NA final, but you don't have that much faith in Sonics? I mean, they could. Like, they could win. It's not impossible. Hey, look at this smoke over here. They're filming a lot of the old town part. Some of the buildings date back to the 1500s. Well, that's pretty cool. Fort Pauls. Was that Mozzie who died? I thought it was Paul's. I didn't really look, though, to be honest. Ella Shotgun. Feels bad, chat. Ella Shotty used to be so good. Look what they did to my boy.
Defenders have eyes on the diffuser. Attackers need to protect it.
You know what's funny? That Fink isn't using the LMG. That's how we know this is all stock footage, chat. The reason the waterways aren't frozen is because of the currents and the fact that most of the rivers around Stockholm are travel ways for public transport. Your girlfriend did a year of exchanges. The city relies on rivers to get from place to place. Since there are over 80 islands that make up the city. Well, that's pretty interesting, actually. Dude, they need to give Dokkaebi a G Fuel.
Welcome back, friends, to 6 Invitational 2022. Beautiful Stockholm above us here as we see in their drone shots. And there's a lot more beauty here to be found at the Invitational. Yes, we might be on the other side of the planet that we're usually used to. Montreal, shout out to all the Canadians out there. But we're here live in Stockholm.
There was a tournament as well in like Paris.
Amazing days that we've had a competition, and here we are to see 3 more to round it all out. Ladies, gentlemen, enemies, welcome to SI 2022. I'm El Stamedica, host for the show, and with me on the command center, the analyst desk, it's Jesse, Jacob, and Ollie. Friends, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, Milos. I mean, you said it yourself. It's a beautiful day here in Stockholm, almost as beautiful as that suit that you're rocking today.
Oh.
And if you ask me, it's a beautiful day for some Siege.
It's always a good day for Siege, ain't it, Jacob?
Yeah, one thing that I appreciate
here right now, honestly, there are so many kids who are watching this or have watched
the Siege
Invitational
scene.
for
They
past
finally
year,
have
looking
some
to
set
get
like
to this moment right
well-tailored
here. I can share this
suits.
day with you 3 gents. I didn't think that was going to happen at all.
I don't know if to say that as a compliment or not.
Very much is. Very much is.
Maybe we should, but yeah, I'm going to be infiltrating the desk here with Jacob and Jesse, and I can't wait to get amongst it, throw a couple of rogue opinions out there. But again, what a weekend we have ahead of us.
Very excited for it, and all begins, of course, today. If you missed the action from stage 2, because we're entering our 3rd and final stage here at the Invitational these 2 weeks, don't you worry, we got a great video lineup for you to show you all the action.
Am I taller than Jesse? I don't know. Maybe.
We have entered the playoff
Probably not.
stages of the
6 Invitational 2022.
Can they see each other? Apparently not. The smoke too thick. Charlie gets the shutdown. TSM stop NIP in round 12.
And it is an attempt at a plant here, but Empire either side. He gets shot out, and Nathan's going to be able to this.
There goes Grixer as well, and all of a sudden it's Kanzin, Coded and Katsang watching from this angle. Kanzin, are you a miracle worker? You only need one more, and there it is! One of the best plays that we've seen at this tournament.
That wasn't actually nuts clutch.
It eliminates Rin. APAC is going down as Kino shuts out a last member of the squad. It is going to be a Yokai drone. Can he find it? Yes,
I actually felt bad for them.
He gets the stun, and it is FaZe
that will be able to pick themselves back up even on 2 men down. Elevate, who have played so well today, they can leave with their heads held high, because I believe many would not have thought they would have been making it out of the groups.
I mean, this is what I got,
Diffuser in the
chat.
hands of
So.
Phillip Hawks. They know where he is, and they kill him.
Oh.
Bosco, the answer awaits us. It's no.
I think I was behind by a little bit.
It's no. The first North American.
Cameraman playing into this gambit too heavily. Oh, nearly able to line up a headshot there at the end, but it won't.
I think we're caught up now.
Almost past the point of no return. About 10 seconds left for Eclipse, but not even that. FaZe move on.
Over the past few days.
Oh, there we
bring it up
go.
to speed, and then get ourselves ready.
It's like
for our opener. How about we bring up that bracket on the screen, have a chat about these teams and what they have to show. But before that, hold it. Bring it back. I'm just testing everybody.
okay.
Bring it back here.
We're caught up. That was weird. I don't know why we're behind.
We're gonna ask what happened in that video itself.
Ah! Milosh's head!
Excitement.
Milosh!
NA sure is killing it. We got 2 NA teams still here in the top 6. They're doing a fantastic job so far. One thing I loved about that video is you often hear with the glory, the success stories, the victories in SI, but there's a lot of heartbreak too. And we've seen a lot of amazing.
I could
teams
try
go
this on a
all
different.
Not everybody can be a winner, but it's got to happen to some people.
Plenty of teams like Dumb One, a fan favorite that we didn't want to go out that quickly. I think the entire APAC revolution that we've seen.
I'm gonna use a different link for this chat. Give me one second.
One, a fan favorite that we didn't want to go out that quickly. I think the entire APAC revolution that we've seen as of late is something we didn't.
We are going to do this.
Really good games once again this weekend. We've got, moving into it already, some really big battles that are going to be happening just today, but ultimately it's going to be about that depth, isn't it? We want to get out of the inter-regional, we want to get out of the derby battles, should I say, and into the inter-regional and international battles a little bit quicker.
We have some to go through first, and let's take a look at that bracket now. That is the time for it. Here's what it all looks like. Man, we started with 20 teams only a few days ago. A handful of days ago.
All right, here we go.
A handful of teams.
I was trying to watch it through like VLC, but not the best decision, to be honest. Now we're like good.
Today, how about we talk a bit about that run and how we got here, Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams at the fall by the wayside. The two big ones that I'm noticing right there, NIP and Space Station, our last two 6 Invitational champions for the last couple of years, both knocked out by a little team known as MIBR. It's been a hell of a run for that team so far, and it proves that we are guaranteed to have a brand new world champion.
A lot of names in this bracket I think we would have expected to make super deep runs. Your Classics, your Team Liquids, your FaZe Clan, given their
The final is Sunday? Yeah, the reveal is Sunday.
Last year at the 6th of
Oh shit, I forgot my water bottle upstairs. Whatever.
A name that we always expected to perform at LAN. The 2 North American teams were the ones with the biggest question marks coming in. No one really expected the Sonics to get all the way to this point of the Invitational, but TSM, after their qualifier run, are looking mighty, mighty scary.
I think some of the games that we've seen up to this point have almost been sort of stood up to be those final games, haven't they? You know, you saw the sort of hype replay that we had earlier on, and a lot of those games had so much energy and so much emotion going on in them that they almost felt like we were almost getting to the final already, but there's just so much more to come.
I got spoiled with some of those, honestly. Like, you would have loved some of those matchups to be like way later in a bracket, but we got them early and it was great action.
And that's kind of the advantage that we had, that even in groups it was all best of 3s. We had matches galore. We didn't see all the regions playing against one another in a full series. That's the reason why we're here as Invitational and why we hype it up every single year. But what we want to hype up now is some of our top players. Actually, 10 of them. How are they put up there, though? That's the rating. We look at that, it's kind of crunching all the numbers together, put that graphic on the screen for you to see. And this is when I turn to my analysts and ask them, all right, from 10 to 1, what is the story for these?
Well, I mean, you said it. Let's start at the bottom here because it's very difficult for a support player to make it onto a list like this. It's typically very frag heavy, but Shepard has done it. I've said for a long time that I think EU is the region that has produced the best support players in the entire world.
Yeah.
Shepard's a big reason why I believe
I don't know, man.
he's really been a
It's
driving
definitely not the
force
same
in
without
the
kicks at
up
an
to
invite,
this
but
always enjoy stick not too far ahead of him. I think he's been an incredibly important player for Empire so far.
it's just sad.
America's leading
It
the
really
charge
is.
in 6th, 5th, and 4th place all concurrently. Nice to see the TSM have been able to bounce back after a
Murphy's
very
been playing great.
2021 thus far. But Bolo and Merc leading the way for TSM. Rexon just above them, helping carve out a path for the Sonics thus far. They also have somebody at the very, very top of that list too, don't they?
Well, 4-1 is a great mix of old and new, isn't it? You've got the veterans there in Paolo and Ness, people that always dominate these
Bolo,
top 10 rankings.
doing pretty
regardless of
good,
the
yeah.
tournament. These guys always deliver.
What's
But
pretty
now
cool
being
right now,
pitted to
chat?
the
Check
post
this
this
out.
year
1,
by Grixer,
2,
at least up until
3,
this point, he's
4,
brought 200 kills. He is sitting
4
top
NA
rated by a
players
reasonable margin at
in the
the
top
moment.
10.
And it's worth mentioning that for
Makes
both
me
Rexon
proud.
and Grixer, this is their first SI.
Makes me proud, chat.
And this is the mix that we're looking for. This is the first invitational in quite a while where we get to talk about the rookies because they're taking over.
SSG
the
should
third
be here.
half ratings overall.
They lost.
Talking about them
It's unfortunate, but
there's new blood constantly being injected in the competitive scene. So if there's somebody out there who's thinking, well, maybe I could be the next player of the Invitational, you can start your career now. Start playing. Play through your local tournaments, in your regional tournaments. And you'll get to be one of the teams that made it here because we talked about the story of M&M early in the tournament. We talked about it last year with Parabellum and how they made it through. There's a lot of teams that we always get to see kind of perform here unexpectedly, and these are the players that performed the top amongst them all here at the Invitational. So, with that said, I think it's time for us to kind of prepare everybody for the matches that are about to come our way today. Here's our schedule and what
The
it
highest
looks like.
quality
Again,
ranking.
live from Stockholm, Sweden. 2 best of 3s. These are the important matches that we have for the Invitational itself. It's Team Liquid versus MIBR and Sonics versus FaZe Clan. BO3. Keep that in mind. That schedule is also fixed, which means you can always expect the matches to start at that specific time. But also, we have our show match. We've got content creators galore. They're playing. We're having a lot of fun and seeing how they're kind of exploring the game.
That's me.
Some extra tidbits around it. And of course, our pre-show.
You guys can
which is
barely
here,
hear this?
Plus our stage introduction. Because may I say, friends, it looks incredibly beautiful. There's no 2 ways around it. And I can't really wait to see what.
All right, I'll turn it up for you guys because it's pretty loud for me. Is that better or does it need to be higher?
Yeah, and it's important to note as well that today we are dealing solely with the lower bracket. That means if you lose, goodbye. You're going home. There's no more second chance.
Okay, fine. Give me
they've
one
already
sec.
lost once in the lower bracket, or in the case of
How about
MIBR, they performed poorly enough in the group stage that they started
Better?
in the lower bracket. So for any of
I can
these
turn it up
teams,
even
if they
more,
lose
but-
today, that's it.
Rather poetic that 2 of the top 3
More?
teams from last year's Invitational are about to knock each other out of the tournament in some way. Look at an MIBR to start the day. MIBR was 3rd.
More!
Liquid was 2nd.
Blow my eardrums out, old man.
Further here.
Do
We
it!
Keep on asking the question, when does the reign of Brazilian dominance finally come to a close? It could very well be here because they still have to get through that grand final, but they have a really, really hard upward trek through either TSM or Empire to get there.
FaZe is still in the running. Let's not forget about the team that won the November major pretty effectively against NIP.
Absolutely, you know, you've got to count FaZe into this, and it's whether the Cinderella run of Sonics is going to come to an end or whether FaZe are going to end up, you know, just not being able to pull through that one last time. FaZe have been one of the most consistent teams throughout this whole tournament in terms of rating. There isn't a lot separating the players there, so it's a bit difficult to tell.
Turn
if
off the
one of them's gonna pop
music?
off and
I
one of
can't
them's
turn
not.
it off. It's just
Yeah,
like
I mean, it's
it's
insane.
part
Like,
of
you
the
look
stream.
at that Sonics versus FaZe Clan matchup. I think everybody had FaZe Clan as
feel like they should
the
turn the
favorite
music
coming into this
down.
tournament, or at least most people did. They were my picks to win
Like
the
a little
tournament
bit
before the
high,
tournament
don't you guys
started,
think?
and I think most analysts kind of agreed with that. Jacob, don't worry. But against the Sonics, I mean, Sonics have had such a crazy run so far. You saw the player stats. I mean, Grixer's having an insane tournament. Rexon's been popping off. The Sonics are never a team that you're going to think, oh yeah, they'll upset FaZe Clan, the current major champions. But given how they've played so far at this tournament, that's seriously in the cards.
I'm loving how that NAL championship success is actually manifesting into something internationally. It's been group stages the past 2 majors. There's
It's
been no
definitely-
expectation for the Sonics to do anything substantial, yet here they find themselves in the top 6 of the world championship. You know
It is
that
definitely
crew
true.
of
Sonics have
loudmouths
been
finally
so
having
rough,
something to
like
talk
at
about for the rest
international
of the year
events,
is
but
only
they've
gonna
been
give them
playing
a massive
great this
ego.
tournament.
Two more teams that we haven't really seen perform too well over the past few months are the top bracket now, the upper bracket in TSM and Team Empire X. Final thoughts on them?
Well, I think when we get round to those games tomorrow, these guys are probably going to become big TSM fans, like they've just become big Sonics.
We will.
Well, you know, jokes aside, I think the Empire
music
have
is
had
bumping.
a bit of turbulent
It's
time
too
so far.
loud,
They've
to be
played some really good
honest.
siege, but it's whether they can do it again. You know, Empire are another one of those teams that have often gotten to that final point and then just not been able to get it over the line. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, as it were.
Take it
And
easy,
same for
Kush.
TSM, really. You look at their performance over the past couple of SIs, and they have always been in the conversation at the top, but they've never been able to get it over.
Is this going to be the day for North America? It's been since SSG, and
Let me
even
tell you
then,
something.
It was
Every
hell
day
of
is a
an
day for
event.
North
You guys
America,
were there,
buddy.
You were watching it.
Because
Do
it's
me a
got
favor,
American
say
in it,
nothing
and America's
about
the
North American
best.
performance yet, because we need to save the jinx for later for some other team if we need it. All right? Just
I'm pretty confident. NA on top. TSM's crushing it. Sonics are on a run. Easy dub for the Hammers for the NA boys.
I'm not gonna hear where they just did that.
Clip it and ship it.
It's the guys.
There's the
There's
subreddit.
no such thing as jinxes, Jacob. I believe in good gameplay, and that's what the North Americans
Okay,
got.
you think there's no such thing as
I
a
agree.
jinx? I was sat at the Invitational back in 2020 when SSG looked like they were about to get completely swept by NIP. What happens? Tweet, congratulations NIP. What happens 2 rounds later? Thinking Nade's clutch on Clubhouse and they start coming right back. Jinxes do in fact exist in Siege. And I will
Caster's
not
curse,
have
chat.
you ruining this for NA. I will not.
We'll test it.
I mean,
who do you think the prime
unless
sub?
Empire just kind of wins it all, right?
I mean, yeah, we do kind of avoid the problem at that point, don't we?
I mean, it's just kind of fun watching you two just implode. Like, we're already just imploding on the desk, and me and Milch just sat like, this is great fun. Just
Honestly.
give me some popcorn.
We need everything we can do to get our boys to win a championship, please.
When will the LATAM domination end, and when will EU get off of Hopium? Because
That's a question for you to answer, to be fair.
that's hyperventilating from all the copium that we've been having over the past few days. Though, gentlemen, thank you so very much. That was kind of us introducing what has
Dude,
happened
EU
so far
being in
and prepping you
shambles
for the
has
rest
made
of
me
the day.
somewhat
But
happy, I'm not
we only
gonna
have a few
lie.
seconds before
Because
we
the
get
EU is
our shot.
relentlessly
Ready?
shitting on
20
NA.
teams down to 6. It's invitational. It's 1 trophy and $1 million on the line for our winners. How about we introduce
Copium
to
is
you
just coping.
our stage, our team.
It's just a meme,
Just a
like
bit
you're
more.
like
It's
breathing,
happening.
like huffing copium. Like it's just like hope that your team is like you're like basically hoping with yourself that like things are gonna be okay. I'm behind? Oh yeah, maybe okay, maybe let me refresh.
This wasn't supposed to be easy, you know. But what you're feeling, it will pass in time.
Those nights when the lights go out and the monsters come out to play.
Damn, dude, L's crazy.
I could always count on Zofia, the strongest person I ever knew.
So strong she could self-revive.
We spent our lives trying to be perfect. The perfect daughters, the perfect students, the perfect soldiers.
Chat, they're all just sleeping, okay? This is totally safe and normal driving. This happens every day, okay? If you don't know, this happens every day. know why. I
Spent years
refreshed it,
trying
so
to
we're
reach
just
her.
behind by a few
But in
seconds,
the end,
whatever.
there
It
was
is what it
nothing
is.
left to say.
Ella!
Father would be ashamed of you. Father died, Sophia. But you left me alone.
Damn, dude.
Let these children play their games. This is the adults' table, sweetheart.
I've always been loyal to them. To her.
Yes. But the question you need to ask yourself is, who's been loyal to you?
It's all right, Ella. You followed your heart, and that takes
Whoa, what the?
guts.
Hey, whoa! The fuck, Smoke?
Welcome to the family, love.
Is that the first time? I've never seen Smoke's face before. Have you guys ever seen Smoke? I've never seen him before. Dude, why is Smoke chilling in the car with a gas mask on, just being a freak in the back seat? Imagine passing on the highway. Yeah, dude, there's just Ella with her like green hair all cut up, and there's just like a random dude in the back seat with a gas mask on. That's true. It could have been a fart. It's definitely understandable. Dude, what's in the case, chat? What's in that case? Someone tell me. I need to know. R6 credits. A hammer? Maybe that. The diffuser. Tallness. Alright, we need to stage an operation to take that case. I need that height. The new anti-cheat? They need to put that. Alright, we're going there right now. Alright. Somebody, who has a private jet so we can get over there quick? You can't hear? Open your ears. Yep. Dude, this orchestra is sick. This is actually sick. Hammer. was a sick video, dude. I wonder if they've changed the hammer from when I won. When I won the Invitational, the hammer was a plastic case around an actual sledgehammer. Oh, it's probably the case for this, I guess? Maybe they're putting the hammer in the case to take it to Invite.
"6,000 kilometers away from its home in Montreal, Canada, Sledge's Trophy joins our players' journey here in Stockholm, Sweden. From 20 down to 6, here are your competitors. From the United States of America, representing the North American League, it's TSM.
Oh my gosh, chat. It's Bob Lowe.
Polo, Merc, Achieved, Geometrics, Chala, led by Coach Hojo Man. It's TSM.
Hope of NA, chat.
From Russia, representing the European League, it's Team Empire. Dan, Joystick, Always, Shepard, Scyther.
I mean, SQ could, like, it's not like SQ is, like, Sonics have no chance, but, like, I would say right now, like, the hope of NA is probably, I would probably say TSM. Right, TSM looks a lot better.
Resets, Palu, led by Coach.
Oh yeah, dude, it makes me proud. I played with Merc. Merc's first game, like first days on PC, he was at Xbox Convert, were playing with me. I made a video on it years ago, dude. He was bronze. And he out-fragged Molly. I still remember that. That was a long time ago, though. Yeah, I like the TSM guys a lot. I hope that our other hope, chat.
The Sonics! Yeti, Kansan, Super, Rexon, Grixer, led by Coach Jobro. Sonics! And from Brazil, representing the Latin American region,
Airman.
FaZe Clan!
I like I like the Sonics too. Like I don't really know any of them that well, honestly. Outside of Yeti, I know Yeti and Super. I played with Yeti and Super for like a long time, like in ranked and stuff. I don't know the rest
2
of
weeks
them.
of competition has led to this. 20 down to 6. 1 trophy, 1 winner, 6 challengers, and 6 invitational. 2022.
The Sage is sick, dude.
There's no way not to hear that music.
Strat book for Sonics.
And not to be hyped to hell and back.
I thought that was fake,
Welcome to
wasn't
the Command
it?
Center. I'm Milos, your host for the show. And we're just kind of wrapping up our final thoughts. We have our teams out there. Our competitors are here, and they're playing for the big one.
Bunch of good teams from around the world playing for the trophy, Milos. I mean, these are teams that everybody expects to be here. TSM in the upper bracket finals. They've been here before. Back in 2020, that ended in defeat, but after a run through the upper bracket, conquering the Latin American teams, they look very good to poise and take that trophy today.
Guarantee of either a North American or a European team to head all the way to the grand
now that's
finals,
Jesse.
and there is no guarantee of an all Latin American grand final like we saw from last year. So already the storylines, the paradigms, the things that we have seen in the World Championship landscape over the past 3 years already is a guarantee of different success this year.
I think that's one of the things that makes it most exciting. We're going to crown a new champion this year. It is not going to be a repeat winner, and there is going to be nobody on any of the teams that has won a hammer before. So there's a lot to play for now, and I think the teams are going to be feeling that even more so now, knowing that it's kind of up for anyone to take.
And what a way to start it off than with a Clásico here in Brazil. Yeah, it might not be a Liquid v FaZe. We might see that later, but it's Liquid MIBR. So boys, thank you very much. We'll all be back to break things down for our first matchup. See you in a moment.
Well, I guess we had 2 minutes, chat. We can run our battle within these 2 minutes, right? We can do that. We can run a battle. Alright, we're probably not going to run any battles after this. This will be our last battle. After that, I kind of just want to watch the games. Chat, I have to change something in my schedule. Things, well, nobody really gets a choice, so we'll just do this. All the same stuff. I doubt people are gonna take less. Alright, and then okay, there we go. Alright. That's map. Collect. Oh, we have a boss. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll play the boss tomorrow. Do you have any quests that I did and finished? Nope. Ooh, 100 of gold. Almost level 10. So if I have Paladin, Cybermonk.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and MBs to the show. I'm Alex the Medic. With me on the desk are the boys on here. It's Jesse, it's Jacob, and it's Ollie. Friends, we have our first matchup ready for us. It's Liquid MIBR.
I want to just watch the games.
Your thoughts
we'll worry about
before we introduce them.
for today.
This is the all Latin American brawl, right? I mean, this is kind of the expected favorites to be here. Team Liquid, everybody's rooting for them. And then MIBR, who is this? The underdogs.
I mean, not everyone's rooting for Team Liquid because somehow,
Rezhan, thank the Prime sub. Gaming like pro for the
home.
Prime sub.
If I'm from Brazil, I have no idea who I'm meant to be rooting for in this scenario.
MIBR are that team. They are sending teams home, and that's something that we can't discount.
Remember, MIBR came in last at this Invitational, 20th. Who knows how it will go? Let's introduce our teams, starting with... Brazilian champions. It's Team
I hope Liquid wins.
They made it all the way here. Last year at Invitational, we saw them in the grand final where they fell to their opponents of NIP. This year,
that Ness?
they look to take
That's
it
Ness, chat.
fully. Let's follow their story and see who they're up against. It's
Ness himself, chat. Paul is actually so good. Probably the best player in the world right now. players short. Alright, we can bet, chat. Fine, we'll do bets.
From Brazil, third place at 6 Invitational 2021. A turbulent year. They walk in. They're the last team to qualify to the Invitational just here 2 weeks ago in Sweden. They've gone all the way. How far can they go? It's MIBR!
Who wins, chat? I'm thinking Liquid wins this, but who knows? They need to turn on the music a little bit. You can't even hear the casters.
And it was a long old journey from Liquid from that point onwards. Here, 2022, they are meeting much deeper.
Look at the bets.
And this really is one that's getting me excited.
Yeah, so far it seems like Latin American teams against Team Liquid have always been met with a 2-0. They've been running roughshod over teams from their own country, their own region. They've not been able to withstand the power of Team Liquid thus far. MIBR are walking into the lion's den, proverbially. And
people are mostly voting for Liquid, which, I mean, on paper they should win.
They sent home last year's SI champions NIP. They sent home the year prior's SI champions SSG, and they sent home Oxygen. This is a battle that they know they can take.
They definitely can, and let's talk about these rosters then and what they have to show. Starting off with Team Liquid. You might call them quote-unquote defending champions if you're looking at how MIBR were playing over the past year. Unfortunately, they went through their difficulties, but Liquid also could not qualify to as many events as we expected them to actually get to, Jesse.
Yeah, Team Liquid is a squad that didn't quite make it to that Stage 3 major. Obviously, really struggled in the Copa Elite 6 for Stage 3. Big reason of that is the rookies they've just brought onto their lineup. Ask and Resets had a rough
Why do they put earphones in the ear and then they put earbuds in because when you put earbuds in, basically what they do is they force you to use earbuds because you use earbuds and then you use noise canceling headphones where they pump white noise in, so it's so that you can't hear anything in your surrounding areas.
They've been played in some pretty comfortable boots. They've had
so you can't hear the enemy team's comms and stuff like that, or the casters or the crowd.
The question still is, how long is it going to take before these guys break? Will they be able to keep that kind of rookie momentum all the way through to a potential grand final and maybe even lifting the hammer in 3 days? Or is something along that path going to stop them from achieving that dream? This melding of old blood and new blood into one fantastic unit has been great thus far, but how long can it stand?
This is the big test, I think, for Team Liquid. You know, they've made changes. They're arguably one of the greatest teams that has never won an SI. They've always been in and around that conversation. They've been consistently attending SIs since, I think, 2018. So that really just goes to show how deep this team goes. But they always get to that final hurdle. And
how do they not hear each other in their mics? They use like helicopter microphones pretty much.
Or is the pressure going to get a little bit too much?
I mean, how devastating everybody was.
Adam is just on a prolonged break.
Okay, well, you know what? There's changes on Liquid.
I don't know,
these
long
players,
time,
like
I
Sexgate,
guess.
for example, that we're looking at for years and years and years in competition that have
Yeah, I still talk to Adam.
internationally and locally. They're not
Do you
here.
think TSM will win SI? Maybe.
Blood is really stepping up.
Well, you know what, Milos?
They
I feel like
could.
I finally have faith that these new players can actually show up and perform, because Team Liquid finally look like a squad and have all 5 players who are ready to jump up and gun. We've got a couple of highlights, if we've got them here, to pull on up. I just want to show you what they were able to accomplish 2 days ago when they were playing their most recent game against TSM.
Dude, they literally
Every
zoomed
single
right in
player on
and
this lineup
for
can
Jesse
step up.
to
They can
spit
have their
on the
moment. They
camera
can
pretty much.
Go off for giant 4Ks. We started off here. This was the play coming in first off from Resets, the youngest player on this team. He's got a 64% headshot rating, the highest on Team Liquid, and he was their MVP in this matchup against TSM, going 26 and 20, only behind Bolo for the most kills in the server. He's a player that will consistently show up.
Empire are gonna
At the
demolish
very least,
TSM?
Solid
I
matches.
don't know
The
about that,
lowest
dude.
He's had in terms of kill death ratio so far for this
TSM's
event
a good
has been
team, dude.
-1 at 27-28. 4K versus CAG. He has been popping off, and this 4K against TSM the other day was a fantastic example of the skill that he brings to this team.
Slow peek, that's a land peek, dude.
The first floor here on Bank. But he's not the only one that can pop off with a shotgun, deal out some damage to the SM.
Average EU coping.
Nesk on this
Average
team,
EU coping, chat.
Afterwards, in round 5, tossed a beautiful C4. He, on average, is dying less than anyone else at this event.
George's bias to NA.
Survival rate is the best here, and he popped
America's the best.
The ITA shotgun in this clip.
America's
Boom,
the
there's the third
best,
kill that he gets this round, and boom, there's the fourth. Cleaned up by PSK at the end as he goes for the disable, but beautifully done by him. And then, of course, last but not least, the other rookie onto the squad who's been popping off day and night for Team Liquid. Ask has had a fantastic tournament. That was round 4 of the map on Bank, then round 5, and as we move on into the next round, round number 6, a beautiful play
I
from
mean,
Ask.
okay, listen, everybody has slight biases and
most
stuff,
entry
of course,
engagement
which you
of
know.
anybody on Team
Sure, I
Liquid.
probably do for NA, but I said coming into this tournament, I didn't think NA was gonna like do as well as they're doing. I mean, on paper, there's no way anybody could have predicted what NA's been doing this tournament.
Everyone capable at some point or another of stepping up in a really harsh, critical moment under the lights, under the pressure. Someone is capable of doing that on this team.
How does it compare to their online performance coming into this?
I think online, Liquid were very hit or miss. I think somebody like Resets, we've sort of sung his praises there a little bit, and we've recognised just how consistent he's been over the course of SI. And I think that the land build is obviously something that he kind of likes because he's playing exceptionally well on it. Typically, he's quite a 50-50 player, and there are oftentimes, particularly inside of the BR6,
My rank stack to win an invite.
Really step up
Of course,
to their
dude.
full capability. But on the LAN environment is all that really matters now. We're here at SI, and you can forget what you did 6 months ago when you played inside of Stage 2. It really doesn't matter, and it's nice to see them hitting a stride of form at this moment in time, and not just relying on Paolo and Ness to really hit those big numbers. And I think that's kind of been reflected in the overall ratings as well.
Definitely so. And what about Team Liquid's opponents? We talked about this being a Brazil v Brazil game. We got MIBR.
You predicted
on
SSG's
the opposite
success.
end of that stage.
That was a great
MIBR
prediction. They're
stands
no
for
longer
Made
in the tournament.
Brazil, and these players
Captain
have been doing
Kobe, they
excellently
40
up
months.
until difficulties.
Holy
But here they
heckin'
are. They
heifer.
smashed
Sign me
it.
up for the
Yeah, I
veterans
still feel
bonus.
like MIBR doesn't
GG's
really
with
get the
40
respect
months.
they deserve. We talk about
Thank you very much. Welcome back, Captain Kobe.
Or sometimes in Brazil, we're talking FaZe Clan, Liquid, NIP. Sometimes Furia have injected themselves into that conversation. But MIBR, in spite, even before this tournament, when they knocked out a couple of ex-world champion teams, were already doing fantastic. A third-place finish at last year's SI had them on everybody's
I don't know,
radar,
dude.
and then tragedy struck. Injuries meant that they couldn't play with their full lineup. A coach was coming in. Players were trying on control. They're
Yeah,
doing
the
their
music
best
is
to keep them
bumping.
in the thick of it. So MIBR, for the longest time, faced off against Black Dragons, essentially to say, hey, can we make the Copa Elite Six? Can we just sneak into 6th place in an already intensely competitive region? And yet they find themselves back on the big stage again, correcting those mistakes, ensuring the momentum carries them all the way through.
Dude, they're
They
staring
have,
right
again,
in this
beaten
man's
everyone's
ear.
expectations, but when are people going to put more respect on
Dead
their name?
center
I
of
think
the
last time
camera.
we prefer the term Big Six, not Big Four. We've got 6 good
There
teams.
you go. Yeah.
But taking things back to a little bit more of a
They
serious
want
note,
you
I
to
think
see his
MIBR play
earbud.
the most different style of Siege out of any of the LATAM teams. They still sort of hold on to this very fluid play style, and there is structure thrown in there as well. But I always like in MIBR, and I always talk about their defenses, where they really like to leave fouls on Bob's side on his own and get out there on the roam. So stylistically, this match
Side profile W, yep.
because we see Liquid as one of the more sort of structured plant-based.
The monitors are 360 hertz. I think they are 360 hertz. They look pretty nice. I don't know. I've never used one personally, but I mean, they look nice.
Game, a 1.52 rating, 50 SRV, 83 cost. He was able to do it all. And if we're able to bring up a couple of the numbers here, that would be fantastic, because there's something I want to show you, something I want to hone in on. So for some context, the average amount of opening kills that are converted rounds that teams will be able to get from opening kills is about 62%. So about 62% of the time, teams are able to win the round after they get that opening pick. The lowest we have at this tournament is Oxygen. We're hitting 56%, but you can see that 4th stat on the right there, win rate with the opening pick, 74% from MIBR, tied for the top number.
I don't know.
in this
240
tournament
versus 360
with
is
none
probably
other
not
than
that
Team
big of a
Liquid.
deal,
The
but
opening pick in this
can you actually hear
tournament
nothing when you
is
get
gonna be
earbuds on your
so
for the
important. The difference
headphones?
between these
Not
squads is
really,
Liquid's been getting the opening pick
honestly.
a lot more often
I
than
do
MIBR,
remember
55%
like
for
years
them,
ago, so like when we were playing at the
47% from
Invitational,
MIBR.
actually, we
need
had a
to see
pocket
some of these
strat
entry
with
players
Frost
step it up a little
that
bit
we were
more
gonna
because of how
use,
impactful that is.
and
I'm looking at
This is
wraps,
back in the
and
day
I'm
when it was
looking at
Kickstarter and
Blue
Panky
Team to
were
get these numbers
casting.
up on entry.
So they
If can
casted
start
our
finding a little bit
invitational
more of
win,
these opening engagements,
and
that
Panky
74% win rate is gonna come
screams over the
huge for
microphone,
MIBR.
"Ah, Frost!" Like as loud as he can, pretty much. And it just like the crowd was quiet at that moment. It was in prep. It was like an operator selection, so it was like really quiet, and we heard that. So we're like, okay, the enemy team probably heard that as well, so we switched off of Frost. And he actually apologized to us after the game was over. He's like, "Hey, my bad." He's like, "I saw you guys picked Frost, and I yelled that. Then you guys picked off Frost." He's like,
first second of the first round.
They really do, and there's nothing to say that either of these two teams are going to continue to perform in this sort of a fashion. I think that when you start looking toward opening kills, Liquid are a team that are very efficient at getting those drones out there, and if you can send someone like Nesk out, it's going to be very difficult to get on top of him. On the contrast, MIBR, it's been sort of
well, because this is after Frost, the shotguns were OP, and then Frost got nerfed. After Frost got nerfed, she was really bad. Like, she only had like the red dot on her gun at the time. It was terrible. That gun was so bad.
Speaking of well-rounded, since you're already there on the side, how about have you introduce us?
It was really weak. It had none of the damage buffs and recoil buffs that it currently has. Well, Frost was like OP, and then they nerfed her really bad. Like, her SMG used to be the worst gun in the game, pretty much. It was worse than the by far, like way worse. Because it had like, if I remember correctly, it had high recoil, had low damage, low fire rate, like literally just terrible.
Since haven't had much success inside of the 6th Invitational on it. Bank going to be our first pick there by MIBR, followed up by an Oregon. Now, we know that Bank is a great map for MIBR. They've had some success there of late. Played it twice, won it twice. They beat Space Station and OXG. Oregon on the flip side for Liquid, again, is a very, very good map.
I mean, good map is kind of underselling it. When will teams learn to ban this map against Team Liquid? They've got a 15-map win streak on Oregon, dated back to last year's SI. Since then, they've beaten G2, Empire, TSM, FaZe Clan, Malvinas, Phoenix Esports, Ninjas in Pajamas, Team 1, W7M, Team 1 again, Santos Esports, NIP again, Rogue, Space Station, and FaZe Clan. But yeah, maybe MIBR will be the ones to win.
You okay there? You need can I get you water or anything? Are you out of breath?
I'm all right.
No, I love the selection phase thus far, but the decider map honestly
might still be mandatory. Yeah, the Frost shotgun was insane back in the day, dude.
Maybe we'll need a little bit more of a
I actually remember I ran out of the canal door, like, you know, like the box door, with a Frost shotgun one time in I think it was in ranked, or maybe it was in a scrim, and not even kidding, dude, I actually killed somebody that was on red roof, like by like top white door.
To excel on it, and that Oregon specifically for Team Liquid
literally one-shotted them. I vaulted through the rotation hole on a clubhouse with the Valkyrie shotgun, and mid-vault, I one-tap thinking nade.
What can we expect here on
I one-tap thinking nade. It was in a scrim, but I vaulted through and I one-tap thinking nade with the Valkyrie shotgun. He was on main stairs of clubhouse. For the rotate that goes from church to like armory, I was in armory. I vaulted through it and looked to my right and fucking one-shotted him with the Valk shotty. The shotguns were crazy back in the day, dude. Crazy.
For their sake, they're gonna get another one today.
I think that Bank really, there's a lot's going to hinge on there.
What happened to thinking nade? He got like cut from SSG, and I don't really know if he's like I would bet he's gonna be on a team, honestly. What's the purpose of coaches? I mean, they generally develop strategy, you know, and stuff like that for a team, right? They obviously watch VODs, create strats, counter strats for enemy teams. Help teams improve and look at their flaws when they're practicing to tell them how they can improve.
Anytime Team Liquid tried something crafty or crazy or maybe outside of the box, there was nothing that Liquid were really able to do to counter it until it was far too late and we were already in an overtime scenario. So I'm kind of just comparing in my head TSM to MIBR. Do MIBR have the secret sauce that can also catapult them over the horses? At this point, I don't know, but I'm very keen to find out.
Secret sauces and horses, that's exactly what we're talking about here. X, Jacob, and Jesse, thank you boys so very much. That was our introduction for our first game. It's all Brazil on either side. MIBR versus Team Liquid. Let's kick off our invitational final stage. That's Ace, all yours.
muted! Your mic's muted! I'll figure it out. I think we're getting like the early feed, chat, because we have a clean feed. This is gonna be a good match, though. You're surprised to see Gotcha? Yeah, supposedly he's like TSM's coach at this event or something. It's my issue? No, it's not my issue. I'm watching a feed that Ubisoft gave me, so. Any issues, you know? Laser switch? Yep. That was good commentary, yeah. Whatever. This is this. Yeah, where's Chop Liver? We're secondary, you know. We're just a watch party. We don't count for much. Well, we'll see. Right. Nasty. All right. All right, we'll see. We got round one over here. Right. Oh, cool. We can just watch the actual Twitch stream, which is I'm gonna do. Okay. All right, we're just gonna watch the actual Twitch stream. This way we're like caught up.
Yeah, we've got Luke on the vigil.
What I love already that we're seeing out of Liquid is a change up to what we saw the other day against TSM. If you recall, Tim, Parley was playing Buck throughout the entirety of that game, and here they've had a bit of a change of heart. They're putting him on the Nook here to go and do a little bit of stealthy damage to the backline of MIBR, while Nesk is the one stepping into playing on the Buck. So a little bit of flexibility being shown. It's something I touched on for TSM. I said you're seeing at the minute between players like Bolo and Mert, based on the day, how they're feeling, how they're performing, they will change between who's playing in that entry spot. And maybe that's a small Age of Siege we're going to start stepping into, where these entry roles can flex around based on who's hitting their shots on the day. Because ultimately, an entry's job is to get in, find the opening kill, create space for the team. If someone's feeling very confident on the day to achieve that, why not go for it?
Wait, what is the symbol
Into the
above?
action phase we go. Luke up on the top floor.
That's like
with
an echo
reducted
drum
support, just
symbol?
roaming
That
around
looks
on the
weird,
vigil, and
doesn't
Ozzy are
it?
going to try and create a little bit of a problem for Team Liquid, and they've got the right operators to do it. Of course, Luke keeping himself.
Am I going
off
crazy?
the
That's
side,
that
out
like.
of the side
Yo,
of
what is
those
this echo
drones as
symbol?
Team Liquid try to find him, and Moze just helping double down on that with those pests, going to prevent them getting into areas. He's just caught one there, and it's meaning that they're having to face check it. Redux is getting so aggressive here. He knows that this
That,
one
like,
just inside.
that's-
He's going to have
looked
to dip
weird.
away from that fight because the information is there. Secondary drone coming in and just letting Team Liquid know exactly where Moze was. Redux dips away to the main stairs. Resets
All right,
has got
let's see, what
himself
do they got?
inside a stock, and Team Liquid are wasting
All right,
absolutely no
be
time in
honest here.
taking that top floor.
They have
Yeah,
one
Raymond as
LNG
well.
on Liquid right now.
Don't
It's
forget,
concerning.
On the side
But
of
they
Team
do have
Liquid, they got
150 bullets in
massively
it.
stung by Mert the other day, who was hanging on main stairs on the Vigil, flanked up White
The
Corridor,
waffle?
got to the top of Square, and then dropped
Dude,
down through
dude.
the server hatch and killed 3 people. It was one
I
of
have
the best flanks I think we've seen in
5
Siege
vision
in a long
chat.
time.
I could
Luke may be
see
trying to
through
recreate
my
a little bit of
monitor.
that energy playing on the Vigil, currently sat on the top floor. If Liquid haven't found him out, he could have a repeat of what we saw just the other day.
Certainly could, like you say. It's whether that drones have got through.
Apollo just got a
He
double.
He's obviously had his cloaking device activated there, but it's not really going to matter much at the minute as Palu's managed to find himself 2 on the knock and cleared out the mid floor. But
That's probably
here
like,
comes
I bet you they
Liquid,
were
and I'm
watching
not
that
sure
area
Team
with
Liquid
a
are aware of his
BP.
position. They'll have seen that he was in or around that area because of where the white spikes were. I think PSK was looking for that challenge. Neski's there for the trade, and that's really well played by Liquid. They've identified the rough area where the Vigil is, and that's exactly how you've got to play it. You've got to send 2 in, and you've got to make sure that you're covering angles. We know that he's not
Alright,
on the
we'll
mid floor.
see.
He must be the top floor, so let's cover off both ways that he could get out of there, and they managed to find themselves the kill.
That second kill they got from the Palu got
I think
there.
he
Sorry,
missed-
by the
did
way.
he
The
miss
first
a
one a little bit
pellet?
sloppy, but the second one razor sharp onto
Am I
the
going
knocking
crazy?
of the MIBR side. 2 opening kills really slowed things down in the Vigil. Well, sorry, PSK only finding the 1.
Yeah,
in
I'm pretty
response,
sure
or
he just
Vigil
did.
finding 1 in response to then get traded out. So a 4 versus 2, but the clock is ticking away. We've got 35 seconds left in round 1, and MIBR not looking too shaken here. Raps even pushing his way up main stairs, but the flank is there. Resets is just ready, waiting for him to step out. It all comes down to falls. He's
Those
got
flanks
3
don't
smoke
work.
canisters in back pocket, but 4 men bearing down on you from the side of Liquid is no easy feat
And
to
they have
tackle.
garage
Especially not
control.
when one of those is Palu coming.
I feel like they
through the garage
have
on
they have
knock,
to have an
looking
echo
for
there or
Falls,
something.
likely
He
to
knows
find
he's
him as he
there.
comes around, not aware of his
Yeah,
position.
and he got hard
but the
marked.
diffuser is going down. Ask is going to stick that, and it leaves now
I'm going
Falls in an
senile?
even
Oh,
more
he's-
difficult position. 1 versus 3. He's got to find these kills. He's got 1 above. Ask, after getting the diffuser down, steps around and
Alright.
finds the kill and gives us a really good opportunity, Des, to mention Ask and Resets. They came into the team. They're obviously the new faces, the new additions to this Liquid roster. We weren't sure exactly how they were going to perform. We weren't, you know, it was a question that was asked. They've sort of had ups and downs through the season, as you would expect.
Yeah, it was a
integrated
solid
into a new
round.
team. And we
Honestly,
looked at
that
Liquid coming
2K,
in
I
with
wish I
semis.
could have
That's
seen
good,
it.
you know,
Oh,
it's
here
a
it is.
foundational
There you
tournament
go.
for them, really. This is
Basically,
an
he's just better.
opportunity to sort of try
I told you,
and
dude.
just
Paul's the best player
gain
in the
that
world. That is what it
experience
is,
and
you know.
start building from here. But right now, they're looking pretty good to go. They've had an excellent tournament, both.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 18 and 19 years old to step onto a stage like this, like, that's unbelievable expectations. You know, one of them came from an academy team as well. In fact, I think both did. One came from tier 3.
Protein
one
is
came
the
from the
worst
academy
amino
team.
acid.
So
I don't think it's an amino
look at it
acid,
that way.
dude.
The
You know,
two
whatever.
boys don't
Could
have
be.
tons of experience, but think of Resets, for example, dropping 11 kills on a map against TSM. Looked absolutely nuclear, and I'm quietly excited about what they can do the further this tournament goes. What a time it would be to join a pro team and within 6 months go on to win
All of
a
him is
Six
like a
Invitational.
bot. You
That'd
don't know how he
be
gets
insane.
kills
It's
because
unreal,
he's
isn't it?
fucking
It's the
good,
same
dude.
sort of arc that we saw Team 1 have formed at the beginning of the year and then winning the Mexico major. But like you say, there's a couple of games
You gotta be
yet
smart,
to be done
have
before
good
they claim that
positioning,
prize,
good
before
understanding,
they
good
raise
game
that
sense.
hammer,
That's how
and
you.
I think it's
The
something
best way
that
to shoot
every
somebody is
neutral out
in
there,
like,
to
you
be
know.
honest, I think every single fan of
Why
Siege
take a
out
head-on
there
gunfight?
would like to see Nesk and
Outplay
Paolo
your
at some
enemy.
point
That's how it's
raise
supposed
that
to be.
hammer, whether it be to
I don't
your
agree with
team's
that though. I
detriment,
think Paul
maybe
has
not
good
so much
aim
them,
and
but
movement.
Now, this may shock a lot of people. Lucid's main operator.
Like, bro,
on
you're
defense,
literally like he's like
Oryx.
the like
He's
actual
basically
best player in the
carrying
world right now.
9.2% pick rate that Oryx has got across this tournament when available, of course. Don't believe he's drawn
Like,
any bans at all
statistically, at
throughout the
least he
competition
is.
to date, but he's been playing it pretty much exclusively for MIBR on the defender side of things. So an operator that Liquid would have looked at and gone,
Yo, it's
okay,
so
we know that he
crazy
likes
to me
play
too.
that. I doubt he's going to
Look at the operator selection right now.
But he's playing it a lot.
All
It's
like
becoming highly
fragging
effective for
operators
them
and
to
info
keep a close
operators
eye on how much
basically.
damage you can do with this operator.
Reduc going to be setting
All
himself up
fragging
inside of
operators.
Janitor. MIBR wanting to hold on to the top floor again. They
All
need to do a better
fragging
job than they
operators,
did
info
last
operators,
round,
or
because
info
if it
denial
continues
operators.
Like that, it could be a little bit worrisome here. Of course, it is their map choice. Liquid looking
Polo or
pretty
Paula?
comfortable
I mean,
in that
statistically,
first
no.
round. They're going to look to clear
I mean,
out top
Bolo's
floor
a great
again as
player,
they're
but I
attacking
mean,
onto
Paula
open
quite
area
literally
and
has a, like,
staff. So they want
he's
to
plus
make sure
1,000
they've
on
got
kills
those verticals, and
on
Nesk is
land, which
already
is
in there.
crazy.
Inside the first minute, he'll have information
It's,
coming
like,
in from drones
unbelievable.
ahead of him. There's a rotation through into CEO. So Reduc doesn't necessarily know which way this push will come from, but I imagine one of MIBR are inside of CEO playing for that angle to make sure that he just can't be flanked.
I really get flashbacks when Ness pushed in there a second ago to when Hyper from Dark Zero played against Furia, and we saw a 2K swing coming in which Furia simply couldn't answer back. But here, Lukid on that RX,
Tired.
as mentioned, finding Nesk early on. The Iana
It's
taking
weird
off the
seeing a
ball.
lot of Oryx
Both frags
gameplay.
in back
People
pocket,
play
still
Oryx
left just
because
there,
he has a
not gonna be deployed in the
T5 with a
round.
1.5
And you've lost
sight,
one of your key
and
fraggers.
he's just
Great start
quick.
for MIBR.
Fantastic, exactly what they needed inside of this round, but unfortunately Lukid finds
He
himself
moved to Michigan
down
recently.
after
Why are
that
Coney
opener,
Island so
it
terrible?
leaves us
Remember you've been
effectively
told.
4v4
You gotta go to
now.
like
He's
Lafayette,
gonna
Coney
see a
Island
little
in downtown
stun coming
Detroit.
in there. Reset's taken down by Reduct with the Nitro. Nice free kill from below, and all of a sudden Team Liquid look like they are just stumbling a little bit here inside of round two, just struggling to get themselves moving after getting that top floor control. Paolu's working the vertical angles, but the man is just in behind that teller's front desk, so he's not going to be able to catch him. Philippox just manages to wriggle his way through, does he? No! Ask is waiting for him, but Raps is there for the trade. MIBR setting themselves
look how,
up
like,
well here for
crazy
Crossfire to ensure that each death
aggressive
they take
people
is
play
punished.
nowadays. I mean, obviously these are like two Latin American teams, so they play like
on the
extra
team-based
aggressive.
aggression, and it is paying off. A 3 versus 2 for MIBR in that final 35 seconds. And look what you got, Tim. You've got the Yokai still on side here, so even if by some miracle Liquid can get inside of sight and look to get a plant down, there's a fair to good chance that those Yokais are going to have an impact in the dying moments. But Tim, we've seen this flank so often. We've got Rips sat at the bottom of main stairs. If he works his way up here, it's a freebie coming in onto Palu. He has an idea, sees the man, but can't quite find the shot. It's going to have to chase him down these stairs. They got ruined on here the other day, but now got to push inside of sight. Falls taking one gunfight, expecting a push to come in. PSK finding one. Palu finds the next.
No.
What did I say? They haven't got the Yokos
He
on site to
actually
blast
tanked.
around, but Palu's got to hold it all with 1 HP to his name. Where's the man going to push from? It's a swing on the right-hand side. Palu sees him, can't quite find the shot. A 1 versus 1, which Rita clutches out, wins the round for MIBR with a 3K and a 1-for-1 on the scoreline.
There was a moment there where you just thought PSK and Palu were going to make that ample experience that they've got really pay for them, but Reduct able to remain calm in a tough situation there, finds himself 1v2 and picks up 2 kills. I thought it was going to be PSK that maybe gets that final kill, because Palu obviously dies but can give him the information. This is where he's pushing from, but when he jumped up off the diffuser, he just still didn't really seem confident exactly where that was going to come from Reduct. So that leaves us now in a 1-1 on the scoreboard after 2 rounds, and both teams have had great passages of play so far. If this continues, we could
I know
be
the
on
fact
for
that
a
he even
war.
got this is
A
nuts.
real war indeed, Tim. I mean, that round you're looking at probably Liquid's case and thinking, we've got the advantage here. I love that. I love that we have those reaction cams for this as well. Beautiful stuff.
I actually like that Paul, the way that Paul plays. He just literally, just literally takes his time, aims, and kills people. I appreciate it.
This time around.
It's nice to see.
That's it. They're going to have
Just
to do
good,
something different, though, because Team
good
Liquid
solid
were
siege player.
very, very dominant on the attack of this site. It was 4v1 at a point. It was very, very difficult.
I think
All
Liquid
left
will
up to
take
balls
it.
there
I mean,
inside a site
any
on the
team
smoke
that's
to
in
try
the
and
top
hold things
6 is a
down,
great team
and
and
it
could
was
win.
never going to happen. So MIBR, they need to not be throwing their lives away. They got very aggressive in that first round. We saw Reduct on the Mozzie getting right up to that double door of square skylight, and you could see that Team Liquid, they
You know
were
what's always
being
like kind of
cautious.
weird to
They
me
were
is like the setup they're
covering
doing.
the due
It's
diligence.
wasting
They
a
were
lot
going
of
in there. They had the
utility.
second drone coming in. They knew exactly
It's
where he was.
it's wasting so
He
much
was lucky
utility
not to
trying to
get cut
hold
off
all
by
of these
resets
other
coming
areas
through
when in
stock. So I think maybe just a
in like
little
reality
bit
you
more
could just
tempered
do like
aggression from
hard
MIBR
pushes
this time.
for
I was a little bit nervous for Palu in the last round, admittedly.
really
Up on
anywhere.
the
You
top
drone
floor,
it out.
they're
They're putting
entirely alone.
they're
You had
so
PSK
spread and they're
out by
putting so
ATM.
much
You had
utility
Ask out towards the loan
everywhere.
office, watching
It's
down
not on
towards the
site.
open area hallway. And we'd seen Ness die around square, but even though it looked risky, like he could get flanked by any of the 4 players from MIBR that were below, they had the
I wish I could see like I wish I could spectate in game. It would be great.
And PSK was watching lobby. So although he looked a little bit exposed, there was no real way for the members of MIBR to be able to challenge him there in that sort of 1 versus 4 that had been set up inside the map. So for Liquid, it was very patient. They had their point man doing all the hard work for them, and it didn't fall apart despite Ness going down early. So it was a good structure to the attack overall coming out of Liquid, just showing again they've got that.
I mean, they are taking the gunfights and doing like full map control. Like
even have redundancies built.
It is, you know.
That's got the same top 4 clearance that we've seen from him previously, and MIBR,
it is good, but like they're
they're
really leaving a lot of this kind of stuff kind of open over here. Like main lobby takes could be so good against this right now.
Just looking to burn time, just
playing lots of flank, like heavy flank watch.
Trying to keep out of the line of those.
There's no nomad ban. You could literally like they're castle barricading themselves out. They can just do hard vault takes, like vault and like elevator.
There's no reason for Reduc to really push here. He doesn't need to. He's just there to burn
so
time.
much utilities just spammed in like open area, towers, all these other areas.
Which is ultimately where they want to go, because
and you got to remember now,
for that plant,
you know, the hatch is now in main lobby for vault. It's not behind the teller's desk anymore.
Concerns at all not being forced back just yet. That will eventually build up. Reedup's the one holding around Archives, Luke in an open area, and he finds the fight against
well, that's true as well.
Pushing in from open area. A great trade coming in from Resets, though. Steps across and through the soft wall, gets himself a shot straight through, and trades it back on the other side. The 2 entries falling by the wayside.
55 seconds left to go. Liquid need to think about getting moving here. 4 versus 4, control of the hatches. They can think about now getting onto site and getting a plant down. PSK is going to work down main stairs. They say no, just put in a little flank cam in place there, so they know if there is anybody trying to move up. With 4 defenders left, it is a real possibility that potentially one of them would think about having a little wander up those stairs and see if they can.
It's
catch
crazy
them out
how good what's it called is as well. How good Zero is in pro play.
Opening up the
it's just
so
actually insane.
Throw. Not an easy one when you can't see what you're doing, and it goes. And we're going to see Ask just dip away and discontinue that attempt at getting the diffuser
What's
down.
my favorite op?
Long shot onto PSK.
I like Sledge, honestly.
Resets, and it's all coming from the garage. It's Raps and Reduc who managed to close it out. And Liquid, they just didn't get enough done in the early round, I don't think.
No, and because they had so much time wasted upstairs, they didn't have enough time to drone everything on the
They're
downstairs.
pretty much the thing that Liquid's doing right now.
Raps on ramp, playing on that
in my opinion, basically, they're wasting too much time. And they're wasting too much, like going after MIB's roam. Like their roam is everywhere. It's so spread. They need to just take a different area and watch flank. You have Nomad up. You have all these other operators up to watch flank. I mean, you could just take. You could literally probably play 3 people on flank at this point.
No real challenge coming in. It's all too easy for Raps.
It was, they just not dealt with it. If we remember last time, although he did get killed.
I mean, they did clear them the first round, so maybe they're thinking like, hey, let's just clear them, let's take full control. Because once they actually do get full control, well, then all they have to do really is watch a marble and watch server. But
to plant his feet and say, yep, I'll play on the long angle. Absolutely not a problem. And it was not a problem for him as he was able to pick up those kills nice and easily. So round number 4 we move into 2-1 for MIBR. And as I suggested, this one is going to be closer than a lot might think going off that social vote. We're going to be going up to the top floor this time. It is CEO. And MIBR, they're looking to get a little bit of space in between the two of them for the first time now.
This is the one side that many
Valka's
pros will
up
say they don't
too.
feel is particularly viable for
terrifying.
For the defenders, it's not great because you have these 3 stairways that are quite easy.
The Roni is a good weapon. It is good, yeah. If you have good aim, fire rate is king. So as no recoil, high fire rate.
We've seen teams in Europe time and time again just smoke out the rotate into.
Orcs can jump out of vault hatch. Yes, yeah, he can. But if you have players over there that are actively attacking, they're not going to be jumping up the vault hatch.
So I'm somewhat surprised that MIBR has stepped up to here now. I know they've already gone through open area and gone through the basement. We've seen a couple of teams go towards Tellers and Archives. It has been the least popular site of all of them at this competition. Which probably has something to say because CEO's win rate has not been fantastic.
It hasn't. It's not proving to be an easy site to hold on to, and we see
the
that
MP7 is the best weapon. I mean, it's like probably my favorite weapon on defense, I would say. Outside of like, especially if it had an ACOG still. Oh, I loved it with the ACOG. My dream is that it comes back. One echo down.
Just chasing each other around. trying to find the kill onto the drones, and then it's going to get a little bit more serious when it comes to finding kills onto each other. 1 minute 45 left to go, so we're almost halfway through the round. Liquid yet to get themselves established inside the building. There's 3 of them on the windows at the minute, Des.
Looking down the side, they've got a couple of smokes in back pocket they can make use of. I imagine those are in Reset's pocket. Indeed, they are. It's more trying to make sure those yokais are gone. They've got rid of things that might impede them on the pushing because they need these nades to go through. You don't want them being eaten up by those with my magnets. So Reset's taking a good amount of time to make sure everything is clear.
Does it sound good for you guys? My voice compared to the in-game sound is pretty good.
You might get those smokes coming in that I mentioned. One in towards Janitor.
Best attacker gun? I like Sledge's like LED 5. I just like that it has an ACOG and it just shoots like very little recoil.
Very careful, and here come these smokes, Tim.
There we go, flashbangs follow first to clear anything out. It's a double for Raps once again. Hero at the end of last round and starts this one off fantastically as well, taking down Asken next. Philippok's getting in on the party with one onto Resets, leaving us now in a 2 versus 5. PSK and Palu have shown us that they've got clutch capability, but it's an even bigger task this time than the last one that we saw. Ooh. Great kill from Palu to start things off though. 35 seconds left to go. PSK has diffuser in hand, so it's not the end of the world for Team Liquid here, but it is still a
How are you going to say he doesn't have a good movement in aim? Look at that.
They are pushing opposite directions, which may well play into them, but PSK just found out by the proximity alarm. The second comes in onto Palu. That's going to be the round MIBR, and they're looking comfortable at the minute.
As soon as you saw 3 players on windows, you knew that was the game plan in that round for Team Liquid. They really had to make it work, and the smokes came out. They had everything lined up, but just ignored the FMG bearing smoke off to the side who killed 2. They had the C4s from below. 1 came from Janitor. Really well primed by MIBR. It's almost like these teams play each other quite a lot, and MIBR have an idea what Liquid are going to do. Weird, that.
Imagine.
So weird. We've got a whole tournament of VODs to analyse ahead of this game. They had, yesterday was the break day, for example, a little bit of content. Guarantee you the analysts were very busy at work. Here we go, very clean 5 versus 2 as everything completely wipes out. We do have a tactical pause coming in here for Liquid. I imagine they're in a spot where they're knowing this is going wrong very quickly. We need to be getting these attacking round wins, otherwise map 1's very rapidly going against us.
It is. I can't imagine coming into this game and heading out of it like 7-1, 7-2. Especially not to MIBR. As much as I'd say that they'll be competitive and they are here to play and there's maps that they can win, I really wouldn't expect that sort of a result in this first map. I think we're still looking for a little bit more out of Team Liquid. They may be better once they get themselves onto the defense, but at the minute, this one's starting to spiral out of control quickly, and it's no surprise to see Team Liquid taking the opportunity, Silence wanting to talk to the players, so they take that tactical pause.
I spoke to him in the lift earlier, actually, when we were getting the elevators down to grab food. Said, look, how you boys feeling? You ready for this one? He was like, yeah, really confident. You know, we know this game. We've got this. And I was like, okay, cool. Good luck. So far, not quite the grasp they were hoping for to start things off. But, Tim, I do also want to touch on a few teams throughout the competition that have looked really strong at parts, whether it's in the group stage or the first round of playoffs, and then just fell away without so much as a whimper. I think back to Furia, for example, getting 2-0'd and really going out without so much as, again, a whimper. They didn't really make any noise. They didn't impress, particularly in their 2-0 defeat that saw them knocked out of the competition. That's happened to Down 1 Kia twice as well. A couple of teams are just falling by the wayside and just not turning up on the day when it counts most.
That's the key. I spoke to Twister after Furia had unfortunately departed the tournament, and he said, you know, they were really disappointed because of the fact that they'd played so well to begin with, and they'd gone through top of the group, and you know they were really finding wins. He said, and then I don't know what happened on that last match. We just didn't turn up. Like, you know, it's as simple as that, and it does happen sometimes, not just in Siege, but any esport, any sport. Sometimes, you know, the team that might come in favourite to something, the team that you're expecting a big performance out of, can't always deliver it. And right now, it's certainly seeming like one of those days for Team Liquid. If you remember at the beginning of the tournament, whether on cast or off,
if Liquid loses, they're just as good as SSG. Really oh my gosh, man, guys.
They're playing for fun, which is when that happens.
Listen, I like SSG too, but like,
Nesk and Palu can just start bouncing off each other and chasing kills, and
but they're out.
It's an absolute nightmare.
You gotta find a new team to root for, buddy.
Last couple of games just really dropped off.
What's really scary is this
curved monitors are better than straight monitors. I like having a curved monitor. I'm not against having a straight monitor, but I have a curved one personally.
Smashing the other team for fun. Finishing the round with only one man dead, you know.
I mean, gun sights are all preference. Some people use 1Xs, 1.5s, 2s, 2.5s, 3s. I mean, you know, if there's sights on guns, people are gonna, you know, People are going to pick
face
them,
of Reed up
right?
there takes him out as the entry. A good start. And he's been quite busy on the entry so far, Tim, keeping himself involved, often clashing up against Lukid, as we've seen. This time around, it was Reed up to the mute that was the unlucky benefactor of a shotgun shell to the face. 5 versus 4.
That's
Yep,
true.
second
That's
entry
true,
kill for Palu, but he has taken a death as well.
Yeah, as long as you're not using the
not going too
Cybertruck
bad,
site,
not
then
going
like
too bad,
it's
giving
really
his
fine,
team
you
a
know.
slight advantage in this one.
If
5
you use the
versus 4
Cybertruck
now,
site,
as
you
we
know, you
get
should probably just be
into the
permanently
meat
banned.
of round number 5. Over the halfway mark, the
What's on, DJ?
defenders are holding onto open area, and interestingly, Lukic just all the way.
Well, I mean, the
underneath on
1.5
Oryx.
doesn't
Again, it's
is
one of those
better at
positions
like
that maybe
close
Team Liquid
range.
might
Obviously,
not have picked
ACOGs
up
at
on
really
in
close
their
range are
drawing
like
if
a little
they've
bit
not
rough
covered out
sometimes.
The entire map for the sake of speed.
The 1.5 is like a
Palu's
really
gonna be
well-rounded
opening up the
site.
floor. They've done this already. They managed to flush one out previously. The Ask was in a position to clean up as he tried to rotate back through to site. I don't think that's going to be the case. Lesson has been learnt for MIBR. They've got nobody really playing inside of Archives and Tellers at the minute. They're all site-based or Lukid out on their own.
It's exactly the same again, by the way, where you've got these members of Liquid watching the 3 staircases whilst Palu gets busy on the upstairs. The difference here is Nesk.
The Cybertruck site is like that site that looks like a Cybertruck, and it has like 2 like dashes and a dot in the middle of it. It's terrible.
They do like to leave these things
God, that site is so bad. What's weird too is like the actual like it could be decent. Like I don't know why they just don't.
It could happen all over again here.
It
I don't know, it's
absolutely
real
could.
weird, dude.
Resets is going to push down the main stairs. He's just using those concussive grenades. That gives me a clue that he knows where Lukid is, but it doesn't matter. We see it, Dares. Do we know?
How do you lose that? That is unlucky.
And shut Lukid down. Lukid is gonna be kicking himself. So rare do we see that Oryx moment, and it was failed. Felipox able to get one inside a site. Ask getting the diffuser down. It's now a 1v2, and Felipox, he's got an opportunity to potentially do this, but it's not going to be easy with that diffuser down.
That's PSK getting shot in the back.
They can just hold on to angles, and believe me, there's nobody better in this game at holding an angle and winning a fight than Nesk.
It happens, Chad. It
comes
happens.
around this corner through the rotate. He's likely to find himself shut down. There's the shots. Ask beats him to it. Lukid.
Wasn't quite a Kansan moment at the end there either, was it? After what we saw Kansan.
These setups that MIBR are doing, I think, like, you know, Liquid's adjusting for it now. They just need to take minimal map control. These guys, MIBR are wasting so much utility. They're roaming so heavy. They're not even playing sight. You can go find where their utility is stacked and just go the opposite way.
Slip by the flank watch to get the flank watch in the back. It was almost a dream come true. We always say it ourselves, Tim, those are the kind of plays that you fantasize about as an Oryx player, that you want to see him coming up behind a team and killing 2 or 3 people and winning the round. That's the whole, you know, idea behind the operator. But unfortunately, whiffing some shots that again will really come to haunt him, I imagine.
They did this time. I mean, they mostly went for like square and top control.
It was only a matter of meters in front of him, a full clip being burnt.
And they went for a kitchen plant, which is the smart thing to do. Obviously, it worked out. So, like, I'm glad that they're like making that adjustment. They did full map clear the first round and they won. So it's like, you know.
The basement one last time. You can just see the shouts between the players there as they win the round out.
Paul is destroying
just shows
people.
that the energy is still up. The energy is still there. They certainly know that they're in touch. The thing with Team Liquid is, you know, some of these players, I know there's a couple of new
doing
players
really
on the
well
roster, so
too.
I can't necessarily speak about the roster as a whole, but they have got some of the most experienced players inside of Siege. Simple as that. Neska's been here and done that.
You would like TSM, Liquid, Empire to win in that order? I would like TSM,
they are not going to be rattled by
Sonics, then Liquid,
They've seen it
then
all.
I don't care.
They know that it can be overturned. This isn't even their map choice. They'll be fine. They're going to keep fighting. They're going to want to take this final attack. 3-3 on the half would be looking pretty good for Liquid, I think.
We saw this map veto, and we both looked at each other.
Well, Rap's also like 3K,
like
1v1.
Very likely it goes all the way to Coast. What a map to really brawl for your spot in the final 5 of the competition. By the way, you've got to get through Bank first and foremost, and Oregon. And if MIBR take away a 2-0 against one of the favourites left for this competition, my God, I love that 0 camp placement, by the way. We're seeing
Easy is the best skin. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we've seen the Twitch drop.
Yeah, and destroy all the gadgets that were on Can, so it makes the spot really easy to take rather than worrying about trying to nade it out endlessly and exchange utility across 3 ADSs. This time it's more for the information gathering, and you could see it was just at the right height where the Mozzie couldn't see the cam, but the cam could see him back the other way.
Paulu's got vertical control once again. He's going to hold down Teller's door because they know that Felipox is underneath there, and they're looking to maybe chase him out, but I'm not sure if they're just a little bit too late. The rotation is in place, and I think that the Mozzie is long gone at this point. He is indeed back down to sight, so Liquid maybe missing their opportunity there. They spotted out Felipox on the zero cam, but just weren't in a position to move quickly enough on it to be able to find the kill. But it's not the end of the world. The more important thing is that they've got the map control.
That shield is misplaced a little bit. If you throw a grenade outside, it'll blow that shield up.
So they know that the top of blue is being avidly watched, and here comes the utility burn. Luke dropping away. Needs to be careful that he doesn't just extend the range too much there, because with the shotgun, that's not going to be easy. C4 nicely avoided. Fancy footwork, and there we go. He switches to the SMG, finds Palu, but shut down by Nesk.
Beautiful stuff. Almost found a 2K there. Imagine you bring down Nesk and Palu in the same moment. That's always going to be a hard one, but finds one, and it's not a bad one to find.
Those flashes take so long to go off.
6 kills in this game. Now taken
lag.
out. I was kind of surprised it didn't pop the hatch earlier. They kept it closed for the longest time until they'd managed to clear out blue stairs, where normally most teams would pop the hatch, drop someone in, challenge from the bottom at the same time you challenge from the top, and at the very least you go 1 for 1. But they send 2 straight through the top, strong armored in, and eventually do get the trade back the other way. 30 seconds dim, and the plant is going down.
Ask is in there, able to start using that diffuser. Gets denied by the Yokai drone. Nitro comes out. Not shot down, but well avoided. 20 seconds left to go. No smoke canisters on the side of MIBR, so very little utility for them to be able to deny this. It's all going to come down to a peek. It's a face check. It's to try and find your bullets, and Felipox does it. The cover a little bit sloppy from Nesk there. Gets the diffuser in by the bomb chassis, and it goes down again. MIBR fighting back. They might just win this on the clock. Des, nobody's got the diffuser. MIBR picking up kills, picking up rounds, and really taking names at the minute.
Oh, it's unfortunate again. Clock always working against the side of Liquid. I think actually there the smoke player died with 2 still in back pocket, by the way. I think he threw the first one out and we didn't see it go off because it was shot out in midair. They were going for that long straight range, and because Liquid had opened up the right-hand wall rather than the thermite wall, they could just see it coming from a clear mile away, and Falls a little bit too scared to expose himself.
Game 2 is a guaranteed win for Liquid, though. Maybe. Nothing's guaranteed, dude.
A cozy closeout in the end for the rest of MIBR as they hold firm against the onslaught of Liquid. A 4-2 half on the defense is some of the best we've seen so far at the competition, Tim. Looking really good.
It is, and what a performance from MIBR towards the end of that round. I think there was... It's really critical, and I am certainly not the sort of person able to criticise Nesk.
True.
I'm not fit.
True.
I will say it now.
I mean, they're running like head first into.
You know, that's what we're talking about here. But the cover on that plant when Ask was trying to get the diffuser down,
they're running head first into MIBR's setups. That's the problem right now.
I think that was his primary focus, was the challenge coming in from lockers. But the problem was that he left the right-hand side exposed, and it meant that the Mozzie was able to peek around that corner without exposing himself. He could get the angle
Brazil is so good at
without
bank, dude.
exposing himself to Nesk. So Nesk had absolutely no idea that peak was coming in. So they either needed a second person covering red, or Nesk needed to be harder over to the wall behind Ask, still trying to watch lockers, but at least able to see that angle.
Multi-box.
It's very, very sort of picky, I know, but it cost them the round.
This multi-box, we haven't seen this sort of thing for a while. A special coming back into SI once again, just in case you're curious about what all 5 members of MIBR are up to. Well, here is your answer.
Playing in the content creator match?
It's not the majority of them.
Yeah.
And Raps the one getting his way up on the rappel. Quite fitting for the name.
I'm flying to Sweden right now. I'm on a jet, dude.
We are attacking in towards the CEO side here. So again, not the most preferable to go to, but I think this is more a play by Team Liquid to try and catch MIBR off guard. And partly they've got the Zofia with the 3 breaching charges in back pocket. Arguably you bring something else, looking maybe towards more frag grenades in the round because they've only got 2. Plenty of util burn, but you're only seeing the Jaeger on side as well. Palu also at the ready with that Warden.
Buck actually got playtime. Buck is used a lot in pro play. Buck is really good.
Top floor, so the fact that Nesk is near the basement on main is going to tell me that they're looking to keep themselves active inside of the map, get those early challenges. It was something that MIBR did a reasonable job of, but Liquid will be looking to improve that, I'm certain. Few pot shots through onto Banana, not going to find anybody there. He's just going to collapse himself down to the floor and sit and wait his PSK. He is on the Yorkais, he's on the Echo, he's got the Yorkais, he's not going to want to get get too aggressive. He's going to keep his head down and keep himself out of danger.
You got Redux in a really curious spot here as well, playing inside a Logi. 3 players are out on that rappel up towards the north side. You've got Falls, Lucan, and Raps out there, and Lucas just jumped straight inside a site here. He's pushing all the way through, trying to challenge the man, I believe, who is sat inside of Janitor. In such a precarious position, but not yet going down. Neither is Raps.
Dude.
Luke is playing with hot fire right now as well. A bit of a trade coming through, but he dies out to Ask on the other side.
Unbelievable
it's so
aggression coming out
crazy.
of MIBR, Des, and they're the ones that are running away with this 4v2, and somehow that snatch and grab into sight has almost worked. They've got a lot of map control, they've got Ask down to low health,
Yeah.
Resets is going to be taken out, and
1v4.
this round is all but done, as MIBR have just absolutely aggressed their way in. This is brute force siege from the Brazilians, and they are going to take round 7, 5-2 up now, and Liquid
they're just walking in with no fear, dude.
To put it.
Yeah, even without smoke grenades being needed, they just get themselves in the window, and clearly Liquid not watching the angles the same way that MIBR did on the defense. Sledge managing to push all the way down from the windows against the Janitor wall. He went for a swing and did die out, but by then he drew so much attention, the rest of MIBR could just get the slap down. Good stuff, 5-2 on their map pick. This could be a bit of a speedrun of map number 1, Tim.
And who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? Right now, Liquid on the ropes. They're looking pretty much like they did in their last game, Des, where they just couldn't get rolling. They just couldn't seem to find any momentum within the rounds. And you can see the energy inside of MIBR at the minute. And the frustration on the faces of the Liquid players as well is quite telling. And this is going to be a team that are very difficult to deal with if this continues. Even Oregon, where Liquid we know are so dominant, you just have to ask the question, will they be able to hold on to it?
There's a few operators in this game that, when I see them, I'm like, oh, something spicy's coming. And Nuck is one of those operators. Philippox picking it up here. Likely going to try and look for a flank through Garage. The only intel, well, there's 2 lots of it, the only intel coming in from Liquid to stop that happening is going to be the Yokais and the Black Eye Cams. There's no bulletproof, for example, that will normally see stuck on the east wall by the bins that looks all the way through Garage. So they're going to have to commit at least one of those sets of utility, or the info utility, down into Garage to keep a close eye on a possible flank. Unless, of course, they aren't expecting it, in which case Philippox is going to do untold damage. If he gets inside a ramp and shuts down the Echo, for example, kills the man playing inside of lockers, normally that's a smoke, that could be catastrophic. So, for me in this round, we've got to see Liquid keeping an eye on Philippox and catching him out early.
Philippox moving in quickly, isn't he, on the knock there? He's going to use that Hell Presence reduction device, which will keep him off the cameras so long as he keeps his speed down. If he goes for a little run, a little jog, then it will show a glitch on them, but obviously it's dependent on the defenders spotting that out as well. Raps is moving in rapidly here, and MIBR, they are impressive. 35 seconds into the round, they're starting to open hatches.
They're going
this
old
is
school.
Unreal. Liquid are going to be under so much pressure in the late stages of this round.
Think about MIBR, they were roaming on top floor, had 2 members up there in the defensive half, and Liquid only really got control of a possible execute at about 30 seconds to go. That was the story of their first half, so it's looking great. They have got the Valkyrie cams out in the map, which will feed them a little bit of information, but again, for me, it's Philippox and the damage that he
They're
can
playing
do.
like
if all the focus is on what's
anchor
going on
down.
the ground floor, it's only going to take him for one to hit one nice flank, and suddenly you're losing 2 or 3 members.
A great spot from Liquid there, going to take away some of that information utility from Team Liquid as well. They just feel like they're being penned further and further back in with less and less to go on here, Des. Ask is going to be very, very important on the Warden.
How
at
much
the
do
top
pro
of these
players
boosts
get
there.
paid?
We've seen how
Well, at least
effective
$5,
this
dude. I'll
operator
tell you
can
that
be
much.
up here, especially
At
being able to
least.
avoid those flashes and smokes that might come in to try and move them along. It's not important when you've got the glasses that will just clear the effects. Ask going to hold on to that shotgun for as long as possible. Likely to play his entire life here. In comes the first. That's the utility burn. The flashes, as you can see, won't have any impact. I would have expected to see a frag grenade come in there to clear the shield as well, but it hasn't as of yet. But Raps has got himself downstairs. He's found a kill onto Palu.
Is Shiny Splash better than Hype Sauce? In my opinion, yeah.
It could just
If you like
change their
lemonade.
focus. It could make them panic. Nesk taken down in a trade after he finds Falls. 4 versus 3, 4 versus 2. And once again, it's a round that's landsliding towards MIBR.
Philippox found the kill inside of Garage as well. Not that it matters because the rest of them have flooded site here. Raps getting the plant down inside a locker. Lockers. A 4 versus 1. Reset coming in through Magic, looking out the back towards Lockers. They know where he is the problem here, Tim. No matter what he does, the Volt call's going to be there for Leapbox, losing out in the 1 versus 1. A swing comes in as he finds a second reset. Surely
I don't even care he got the 2.
I and bring it back to a 1v1, can he, Tim? Here we go. Lukid stepping inside. There's one at distance as well. Going to try and go for the defuse as the swing comes round. Finds a couple of shots onto Lukid, but gets closed down by Redux. MIBR are up 6-2, and Liquid, where are you?
Liquid reeling right now. They've already used the tactical timeout, so they can't even take the foot off the gas here. They can't even stop things to have a chat. This is all up to MIBR, who are firmly in the driving seat right now on bank, and Liquid, they are, unfortunate to say it, getting a bit of a schooling here because MIBR are just unstoppable. The aggression again, that's 2 rounds that we've seen them do that. Top floor and Lockers, just if we can't find a kill out on the roam, we're going to come into sight and find it instead. And they're just confident that they will have more standing at the end of that bloodbath, and they have had so far.
Just hitting some big shots, and Liquid being caught a bit asleep at the wheel. I was talking to someone earlier on and saying, really, there's 2 sides to Siege. There's the FPS side of it, hitting your gunshots. There's the more chess-like side of it. It's about the strats. The fear for me here for Liquid is they're not just losing in one and they can't rely on the other.
You guys want refunds?
Whether it comes down to the roams, which they simply aren't doing, and MIBR are fully exploiting that, to the information
it's always fun. I always find it like
themselves.
It's crazy the difference in range, right? Like,
supports, by the way.
when you have like a level of coordination,
like beautiful game
of a pro team,
so
right?
Oh, it's going absolutely crazy. Raps as well.
It's crazy.
The 2 of them between them, 23 kills. You can just see that they're absolutely decimating Liquid. Just between the 2 of them.
MIBR cheating. Don't worry, I'll cancel that.
6, 9, 12, 17, 22 kills on the side of Team Liquid. 23 between Redux and Raps, and that tells you the story.
Tells you pretty much
everything. It's pretty early in the
morning.
morning,
a quick check
chat,
on the entry as well.
Liquid's asleep. They'll be up
does
next
feel like
game.
it's going in the side of MIBR. By my count, Liquid have only won 3 of the opening kills, and even in that case, they've only gone on to win 2 of those rounds. Of course, the one that we saw back in round 7 in CEO, we did have the entry coming in for them, but then a flurry of kills. 3 of them came back to MIBR. And they've just not stopped dominating since then.
I just say 3 oatmeal,
quick maths,
chocolate chip, raisin cookies.
Well, they were too quick and not accurate
peanut
enough,
butter
but
in them
still,
too.
my
It kind of tastes like.
the fact that 2 players on MIBR are reaching those same numbers is exactly where Team Liquid are struggling, and they need to start finding some kills. They need to start winning some gunfights because that's what it's coming down to.
Yep.
MIBR are just going in and just taking every gunfight they can find and winning them. Leapbox is creeping through.
Oh, surely not.
I'm not sure that Nesk is aware
I'm
of this. Nesk was
cultivating
down
mass.
there on the Valkyrie.
Surely not.
Just barricading.
They're actually
if
relatively
Leapbox
healthy
moves quickly,
cookies.
maybe
Like, they're
he catches
not.
him. He's doing another. He hears the sound. He goes for the shot. He finds the man. Beautiful play from Leapbox to take Nesk down. Raps gets another. Dez, this round is on its way. This map is on its way. And Liquid look like a shell of the team that we would expect. 4 versus 1 as it comes in. Raps gets the final kill, and MIBR have just gone for a bank any percent speed run, and boy, I think they might just have the title.
They might just be in the top 5 at the very least, Tim. That was dominating. The painful thing, that first kill in the final round really summed it up for me as well. You've got the evil eyes on side. You've got Valkyrie cameras. It's not
absolute
even a
shambles.
pushing you up through garage. It's a
all right, MIBR with map 1.
He gets a freebie, and the whole team then just flood in, slaughter Liquid, and without so much as a whimper. They found
what happens if Liquid loses, man?
So many teams, Furia, one of the others from LATAM have gone out of this competition, and no one wants to see Liquid go out the same way. Many coin them to be in the final against TSM, fighting back from the lower bracket, but it could just be MIBR going on that run.
I love that play from Liquid, absolutely brilliant. Just he hears the first barricade, and then he's like, has Ness gone? Is it, he doesn't know it's Ness, but have they gone? Are they still there? What's going on? And then as soon as he hears that second, that's it. He just comes
You're
to
never
life,
voting for Liquid again?
Explodes.
Dude, nuclear game overall. It makes me a bit more worried for Oregon. I know we always say a series ain't over until it's over. Siege is a game of 2 halves. We've had all kinds of sayings over the years about ways you can describe the flow of Siege and how it can come and go in a moment's notice. But for me, Tim, it feels like Liquid have yet to wake up. They have a very short break here in which to make this work. Otherwise, their dream run, it ends now.
It certainly does, and the thing is, they've been stunned now.
Switch jackets
the problem
again.
Is how do they react to this? This isn't now about coming in and just winning
Or do they
another
switch
map
bow
to keep
ties?
yourself in it. Granted, it's Oregon. That's going to be a boost for them. But the nature of that victory for MIBR, that's going to give them all the confidence that they need to come in here and be like, yeah, we can take Oregon from Liquid. We can take anything from Liquid right now.
As TSM showed they can do as well. Liquid didn't recover back on that day.
Suits are
MIBR
horrendous.
really keep on pressing this because they look
they're
rattled
alright.
right now, Liquid. They just keep on finding all these gunfights. They're finding in the entries, the strategical advantages as well. Like I said, neither side of the kind of two-piece puzzle that you've got in Siege, the gunfights or the strategy is working for Liquid right now. It's not good.
It's really not. They just cannot find a single answer. And it just, whatever the question is, I don't think they even know the question right now.
Can't find the answer if you don't know the question, but there's going to be a lot of fact-finding for Liquid to go away and do during this break. We'll cut to a quick break, and when we're back in a few minutes, Oregon awaits. See you then.
At least, like, you know, I'm not trying to be mean to the people who don't, but, like, one thing I've, like, kind of noticed, I will say, about, like, certain casters and stuff like that, especially in the past, not as much now, but, like, whenever I watch, like, esports tournaments, it literally looks like it looks like some of them, like, stole their dad's suit, you know? You don't have to go to, like, a fancy place to get a good suit. If you go to, like, a tailor, they can make a cheap suit look really nice and, like, look well fitted if they know how to tailor it properly. Honestly, it hasn't been any of the casters that are casting now. It was more like in the back in the day. Yeah, that was pretty bad from Liquid for sure. That was pretty bad. Yeah, it's like, I really feel like that's what happens. People are just buying suits off the rack and, like, not knowing that you need to get them, like, tailored. Tom Ford suits are cheap? No, they're not. You could go to, like, Goodwill and stuff like that and buy a suit, and if you have it tailored by somebody, you're way better off than if you, like, go and buy a suit. You could buy a $10,000 suit, you know, but if you don't get it tailored, it's, you know, you're better off going. It'll look better if you go to Goodwill, buy a used suit, and get it tailored. Area Phoenix hit the Prime sub. Liquid was arguing after the TSM game. I wasn't watching that closely, so maybe they were. Yeah, some of the American casters, I feel like Intero got everyone's suit game on fleek. No. Stylish Parker. Yeah, Kicks did too. What sticks out to me actually is like, what's it called? You guys remember Bloodbath suits? Those were always like, it literally just looks like he went to like a store and just like bought a suit off the rack and didn't like get it tailored.
We're in Stockholm, Sweden, and it heated up for our first map where, not two ways around it, MIBR run away with it. That's it. They went in, they stole everything from the vault, and got away with the point against Team Liquid.
Yep.
Welcome back again. I'm Milosh, and with me are Jesse, Jacob, and Exer Troika. We're going to break things down for map.
Dude, I'm getting so tired.
For map 2 of this series. And we'll be seeing this as we go.
You saw some shiny splash G-Fuel? Yeah, you'll like it, dude.
Tournament.
You'll like
First
it.
up, major story. MIBR taking down Liquid on Bank. What's going on, Jacob?
I mean, we did need MIBR to win this map. If they didn't, they were going to go to Oregon down.
I'm gonna be honest, chat. I'm like, I've been up for 11 hours right now.
We're looking at a case now where MIBR
and I've been up for a lot longer than that. I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna be frank. I think I'm gonna call it. I can't do it. My body's not letting me do it. My body's not letting me do it, chat. I want to do, but I can't. Yeah, I've been awake for like, yeah. All right, chat. I'm going to call it there. I'll be back on later, though. If you're new to the stream, make sure that you both follow and turn on notifications. The follow button's right here to put me in your followers list. The notification bell's right next to it. It'll actually give you a notification when I go live. You can click here to sub to me on Twitch at any time or gift subs. If you scroll down the page, you'll see all these beautiful Twitch panels. If I'm not online streaming, there should be a home button, about button, and a video button. Click the about button to see all these if I'm not online. And if you're on YouTube, check the description. I have a charm Rainbow Six Siege if you'd like to get it. It's really easy to do so. Step 1, click here and sub to me on Twitch. Step 2, click here and link up your Ubisoft account and Twitch account. When you do that, you will get my in-game Rainbow Six charm for free on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. All guns, all operators, all future guns, all future operators. You'll have to sub one time for 1 month and you get to keep the charm forever. Additionally, every month that you do actively sub, you get 60 months sub ads, no ads, Discord role, and of course, support the stream. You can sub once again whether I'm online or offline. What's on, Kevin? If you have Prime, though, you can sub for free. Click here or type # Prime in the chat. You can log in your Amazon account if you're not logged in, and then click here and link up your Amazon account, Twitch account for free, which gives you access to Prime Gaming. You can also link up a Fair Member Friends account, obviously with their permission. And if you don't have Prime, you can do a free 30-day trial by clicking here or typing, click here to sign up for Prime, or you can do a free 30-day trial, which gives you all the benefits of Amazon Prime, unlimited shipping, Prime Video, Prime Music, Prime Gaming, and much more. If you scroll down, you can also get a free subscription to any channel on Twitch. That's a big benefit of Prime Gaming. These are the benefits for Prime Gaming. If you use it on me, I really appreciate it. It does support the stream. I get the same amount of money whether you spend $5 or $100 or use a free Prime sub. You get free games every month that you get to keep forever and free in-game content. Burping. Including a 1-week booster for Rainbow Six Siege. All my social media accounts are right here. My 2 YouTube channels are right here. Massive shout out and thank you to all of our amazing sponsors as always. G Fuel is 30% off with code KingGeorge. 30% is the maximum discount you can get off G Fuel, and it supports the stream when you use my code. Obviously, you get the biggest discount. I get money from it and helps with my sponsor when you use that code. And it's less than $1. And what's it called? We'll also get our own flavor if enough people use my code. So make sure when you're buying G Fuel, use my code. Click here or type # G Fuel in the chat though. Open to the page. This is my personal suggestion page. There's a bunch of different stuff on there for you to check out if you haven't already. But basically, if you haven't tried G Fuel, get a starter kit. It's right here. It's a cup with 7 flavors. You pour the packet of powder in the cup. You add water. I personally also add ice. You shake it up, and you have an energy drink. There's 140 milligrams of caffeine, which is like around 2 cups of coffee. No sugar. No cans are wasted to deal with. They're very little because these are reusable cups. No sugar. They sell 60+ delicious flavors that are so good they make caffeine-free versions. And the best part of all is when you buy the tubs, they have 40 servings in them. It comes out to 63 cents per serving. So you save lots of money for traditional energy drinks. If you go over the Shop Now tab, everything is 30% off. Starter kits, tubs, you get the idea. There's caffeine-free stuff if you like, you don't like caffeine. So something for everybody. Give 50% off your first order of Keeps. It is helps prevent hair loss, which we all have because we play Rainbow Six Siege, and it makes you lose your hair. Click here or type # Keeps in the chat and get 50% off your first order. Corsair and Elgato make the best gear out there. That's mouse, keyboard, mouse, headset, and streaming accessories from Elgato, so capture cards, stream decks, lighting kits, green screens, microphones, webcams, and much more. They also make pretty much every part for your computer, as well as full pre-built PCs. Click this image, or type # Corsair in the chat and use code KingGeorge to get 10% off your purchase of select products. Also, if you type # sale, the Void Pro, or the Void Elite, I think it's the Void Elite, actually, the wireless headset is on sale for $69.99. It's a great deal. They also have an Origin PC. You can click here or type # PC in the chat. Hover the desktop tab, and they'll build you the gaming PC of your dreams. They also have ready-to-ship desktops if you just want to get something quick and not custom built. They also have gaming laptops and ready-to-ship laptops as well. Cool thing about their laptops is they're one of the only companies in the world that actually can, as an option, put CPUs and GPUs from desktops inside a laptop, so you get all the power of a desktop on the go. If you scroll down the page, this is my PC. You can actually buy my exact computer by clicking Shop Now with my logos on it and everything. You can check out the PC here. There's just some ideas about like how the level of customization with the case colors, radiator colors, fan colors, wiring colors, sleeve covers, like everything is customizable. Lighting, you put your logos on the glass, on the side of the PC. You get the idea. So, !PC. They ship worldwide? I think they do. AimLab is also completely free. Type # AimLab in the chat. You can download this AimLab for free. It's the official free aim training software of Rainbow Six Siege. Click here, and you can download it and use it for free at no cost to you. If you click here, you can type # merch. You can check out the full lineup of my merch. Everything from the Crystal Collection, which I'm wearing, sweatpants, t-shirts, hoodies. There's hoodies with the white logo, little white logo right here. They come in like 25 colors, red, green, blue, whatever, with the white logo, or t-shirts, hats in black or white, face masks, t-shirts, lasers, hoodies, sweatpants in black ice, hats in black or white, and then the black logo, same thing, about 25 colors, red, green, blue, whatever you want, with the black logo. Once again, all my socials are here, and to YouTube channels. I'll post the rest of the stuff in chat. Twitter account is right there. I always post on Twitter before I go live. Anything important goes on Twitter for myself, for Siege, for Twitch, for YouTube. And I also have a big giveaway going on Twitter right now, so make sure you follow there. Main YouTube channel is right there. I post a new video on that channel every single Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I missed the upload for today. I'm going to put it up to for yesterday. I'm putting it up for today because I've been doing a ton of long streams lately. So make sure that you are there. Second YouTube channel is right there. There's full daily games of Rainbow Six Siege on that channel, and I also post all my Twitch VODs there if you ever miss a stream. YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and TikTok, where I post daily clips from the stream. Make sure you are subbed and following there for funny moments, rage, tips and tricks, good plays, whatever, all that kind of stuff. Follow the Discord server if you want to hang out after the stream. And lastly, you can go to amazon.com/shop/KingGeorge. Bookmark that page. Everything that you purchase through that link, I get money from that you purchase off Amazon. So if you purchase a 55-gallon drum of lube, or if you purchase, electronics or anything, I get money from it. So I appreciate if you do use that link. And lastly, we have a big giveaway. So if you want to enter the giveaway, the link's in the chat, or you can type ! giveaway, click the link. All you have to do to enter the giveaway, it's $800 worth of like Corsair gear. So it's a Corsair K100 keyboard, which is the keyboard that I use, a super high-end keyboard, and a Corsair Virtuoso headset. So both of those you'll get for you and a friend, including shipped to your door. So pretty sweet. All you do is type ! giveaway, click the link, you like the tweet, retweet, follow me, follow Corsair, and tag the friend that you want to win with you. That's literally it. So pretty good. Other than that, thank you guys very much for watching. Biggest thing, remember to follow and turn on notifications for more of these like long streams. Grab my charm if you're not ready, and stock up on G Fuel. It's 30% off. And check out the YouTube channels for more content. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day or nights wherever you are.